Shit, that wasn't the intro. Fuck it, we're redoing it. One more time. One more time. One more time. What is up, Gaggle of Geeks?
Please be advised, Gaggle of Geeks contains strong opinions that may contain language unsuitable for young children. Now here are your hosts, Patrick Beatty and Chaz Campbell Evans.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Never have I been so anxiety-filled for a start of this. Welcome, everybody, to this episode of Gaggle of Geeks, where we're going to be talking about a bevy of things. Am I still out of focus, Chaz?
No, you look pretty.
Now the lighting's off. Man, we got everything wrong today, don't we? This is us trying the new studio. We've got a full garage with stuff, but now I just kind of look really lazy, right?
Yeah.
Like this gives off a vibe like it's like, hello again. We're here to talk about movies and like you hear like really gross breathing and shit, and it's just really uncomfortable through the whole thing.
It's like ASMR, but you know. Oh, yeah.
It is. Absolutely. How has your week been, Chaz? Oh, you know, should we start by addressing the elephant in the room?
What's that?
Well, we were supposed to do this yesterday. And this is one of the very few times where we really, like, I don't think we've ever missed a Friday from the time that we started.
I don't think we have, yeah.
Kids out there, everybody, be safe in the world, okay? Because sometimes stuff can just get ahead of you, and you end up being very swamped and swampy. And yeah, we missed last week. It was no fault of Chaz's. I will place the blame solely on me. But
you know, but kind of like what you said when I've missed some from my podcast. It's 2020, man.
Any person here is just like,
how do you get a job here, fuckface?
How do you do your podcasts?
You stupid motherfuckers.
God damn it. Well, we need to get into some shit because a lot of stuff has happened. I'm in my socks and in my... God, you see all the lower half now. It really paints a picture, doesn't it? This shows for our listeners, I am in my Colt garage in sweatpants, sweatshirt, gray socks. Chaz is looking great as ever, but I look very homely. Oh, God. So what are we talking about first, man? It's just us this episode.
I just want to compliment. I think the green screen actually looks pretty fun.
Right? Green screen, it turned out pretty decent. Especially here, I'll show what it actually looks like so people can see. So the green screen is actually like that, but with the little curtain effect, blah, changes over. I think it still is pretty I'm pretty washed in that from what it looks like.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Can you go off on a tangent for like 30 seconds?
A tangent? Oh yeah, dude.
Right, you're on the clock. 30 seconds.
So recently I've been rewatching all the Marvel movies because it's 2020 and they're on Disney Plus. And so like, why not? You know, I'm not the biggest comic book fan nerd. I'll say comic book nerd. I think they're entertaining, but I'll just say nerd. But and then not Infinity War, what's it called? Age of Ultron. Hawkeye lives on a barn. And for the longest time, I'm like, why does he live on a barn? Right. Then because like he's a hawk. Hawks don't live on barns. Owls do. So
you just say cocks don't live in barns?
Hawks.
I think I know what I heard.
Hawks. But like, why not just call him Owl Eye, where he has to hoot? He's like, hoot. And then he fucking attacks them, you know?
Well, that's going to be what we're talking about today. Thank you for our introduction. No, we actually have a little bit to talk about. Like, we've got our Mandalorian episode that we need to talk about. And you had another thing that you had mentioned yesterday, which I unfortunately am blanking on, that was related to Star Wars that we needed to discuss. Please, what was it?
It was the fact that they, our dear Lord and Savior, George Lucas, thought about casting Leonardo DiCaprio as Anakin Skywalker in Attack of the Clones.
Oh, yeah, that was the thing. That was already. I remember as a kid growing up when they were talking about who was going to be the mid-aged Anakin Skywalker, that they were going for Leo DiCaprio from the beginning. Like that was the option, but there was a scheduling conflict.
Wait, what? That was a thing? Like that was actually rumored?
I thought it was. Maybe not.
I don't know, because here's the thing. I don't remember much around that time. I was really young when it came out, right? And you have a couple years on me, so maybe your memory is a little bit better than mine is.
No, I don't think so. I wonder what this cut out and cut in should be like. Whenever it's a really uncomfortable part, it's like, ugh, ugh. And then it cuts back here. Now it feels a little bit more like a Joe Rogan show, but I'm still leaning back. I feel like the World of Warcraft dude from South Park. I'm just like,
Yeah, but I mean that guy kicks ass. So does that mean you're kicking ass at this?
yeah, that's exactly what that means. Oh boy. But Leonardo DiCaprio as Anakin Skywalker. We were going to talk about why we think that works better or worse, I guess. Did you think it was better or worse?
No, well, no. My question is like, would that have made those movies any better or not?
Oh, gotcha. Well, I don't know, because I was coming at it of the mindset of the performance rather than the movie. Could this have saved Attack of the Clones? I don't think so. Like at the end of the day, the flaws with Attack of the Clones really didn't have much to do with Hayden Christensen's. Maybe I'll backtrack on that a little bit. Shit. It did have a lot to do with the performance, but at the same time, it's also the writing. It's also the directing.
I hate sand. Well, just imagine, like, he's fucking creepy in that movie. Like, I don't think anybody's going to deny that. So just imagine Leonardo being creepy as fuck, and then it just comes off as even more cheesy than it already is.
Okay, I can see that.
And then, if they stuck with that, then that means they would probably have to cast him in episode 3. And I think Hayden Christensen did a fantastic job in that, especially in the third act, like his turn to Darth Vader. And with the Obi-Wan specifically, and he's like, I hate you. Mm-hmm. I can't see Leo pulling that off at that young of an age,
I could see him doing that, but I don't know. The I hate you part, now you're talking about Revenge of the Sith, and I'm purely talking Attack of the Clones, because that's going to be the make or break. Everyone had their mind set on what Hayden Christensen was going into episode 3 and after. No? Maybe?
What do you mean?
I think people thought he sucked at Attack of the Clones and then continued to think he sucked after episode 3. It's only until now that people have changed their whole mind on everything, and it's been a whole reversal. But back in the day, it was like Hayden Christensen.
Really? See, I'm on the opposite end here. Like, I thought he did a great job, but then again, it's the age thing, right? You can't even
say that without smiling.
It's because now it's cheesy as fuck. Like, I mean, like, watching it now compared to then, right? Like, you're saying then people thought, like, but I'm saying then I was like, dude, this is pretty good. But then, like, later on, I'm like,
oh my God, the faces. We are all about faces today. I'm zooming in on this one. This is, you've got a crotch shot. This is what a campsite looks like.
OnlyFans for Gaggle of Geeks. Oh, you're moving in. Oh my Lord.
That's a little better.
A little bit better?
It's not the worst.
Not the worst.
But man, that was a gross shot. It was to the point where it was centered on my junk, and that's not something I would like to have happen. But anyway, this is us working on the garage. Are you excited to be in this room once social distancing rules apply and shit?
Absolutely.
It's big enough.
Yeah, you showed me the layout, and I think there's a lot of potential for fun.
Literally, I'm watching this from a TV that's mirroring with the desktop over in the corner. It feels like a studio. It's crazy.
You like it, though? It looks like you're having fun.
I think it's good. I think we definitely saw what the stress is going to be like for like the first foreseeable coming weeks of trying to make sure everything works appropriately, but I think it's really good.
Yeah, it should be like 30 minutes of like testing stuff out beforehand. Yeah.
And with us together, we won't be able to hear the sound effects because for some reason you can hear it on your end, but I can't on mine. So whenever I even like throw out random ones, I have no idea what that was.
Gay.
I know what it was. Like I know what I'm sending, but I can't
hear it.
Yeah, I can't join in on the fun.
Oh yeah, dude, I could totally hear it. Yeah, it was gay.
Nice. That's a good mix with Alex Jones. Throw him in.
Yep. Make the frogs gay.
So let me ask you this.
What's up?
We flipped Leonardo DiCaprio being in a Star Wars film. Do you think any DiCaprio role could have benefited from Hayden Christensen coming in and taking over?
Ooh, hold on. That's a good question. Here's the thing. I don't think Hayden Christensen's a bad actor. I think he just works with shitty scripts.
Oh, fuck. I
Yeah.
can't believe you've done this.
So if you give him a good script, I'm sure he can actually pull that off well. Look, I'll just say my least favorite Leo performance is actually Blood Diamond. So, like, let's replace Hayden in that and see if he can pull that off.
Yeah. I want to hear his South African accent. I want him to try to do South
Because he's from Canada, isn't he? Like, does he already have an accent?
Well, then go for something like French, you know? Whatever Leo's done that's been more French speaking. Has he done anything with French stuff?
I don't think so. I mean,
in
maybe.
Catch You If You Can, he was involved in something in France on a plane, but that's about it.
Yeah, I was gonna say like The Revenant, maybe because like that's love French.
Like
Mountain Men are French, but that's
this
also.
is not very good.
But I mean, Leo won that role for a reason, so like I don't think you could replace him in that at all.
Fair enough. Well, that's our Star Wars warm up. Let's get into the nit grit of our Star Wars, which is of course the Mandalorian. Let's throw the background on.
What?
I love the music so much in this.
I like the
music,
whistle.
Baby Yoda, and the concept art after Give Me Life. Like every Friday, this has been the thing that we love the most. But now Mandalorian shows up with its pretty long hair and took its glasses off, and we're like, wow, you're so beautiful.
Wait, what?
No? Oh, okay.
No.
I don't know.
No.
What? Okay. Well, let's talk about chapter 11. Should we do spoiler free for this? There's a lot that happens.
Fuck, dude. Let's go spoiler.
Alrighty. Well,
You've been warned. People have been warned. Spoiler.
You've been fucking warned. This is with Bryce Dallas Howard directing. She did the last season's episode where they were in the grassy stuff and they had to take out that ATST redone or remade for the bad guys. And now we get the introduction of some Clone Wars characters. Maybe we'll just leave it at that. Do you think that's good enough of a spoiler without like saying specifically who it is, or has it been enough time?
It's been enough time, dude.
Okay. Did you watch the Clone Wars? I guess the first thing I should ask.
The TV series?
Yeah.
I have not. No, I'm like still in the first season.
Okay. So when they introduced this character, were you confused?
Which character are we talking about specifically?
Well, of course, we're talking about Bo-Katan, who was
Yes, I was
introduced
kinda
in
confused.
this episode.
I was a little bit confused. Yeah.
It's pretty dope, though, right? Like she's a cool character.
Yeah, I mean, sort of. I struggled trusting them. I'm like, okay, like what's their motive here, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's a character that she mentions at the end where I'm like, yo, this better be fucking big.
Oh, and we know who's playing that character too, so it's gonna be big. Like it's gonna be really good. I'm excited for that. Do you think it's happening next episode? We're not even talking about this episode already. We're already talking about the preview to the next one. What's wrong with us?
When we tie it back into like this episode, right? So when he lands on this water planet, right? Okay, first off, I want to say Bryce Dallas Howard. This episode is actually really fun. Like I thought it was like action packed and kind of. It felt longer than 35 minutes, which is pretty short for the show.
Yeah.
I liked the cinematography of it. Like I liked a lot more of this episode than I did the last episode. And there's a character that he kind of sees when he's on the planet when he first arrives that's dressed in the black cloak, with the kind of orange face, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that is that certain character that she was talking about later on?
Oh no, not at all.
You don't think so?
That's not the same actress. We can look. We mentioned Bo-Katan. We could talk about the cameo at the end of it. That they're going to say Ahsoka Tano is going to appear in this. And if you've been watching any of the news cycles for the Mandalorian, if you're really big into that kind of side of it, you already knew this. Like you already knew that Rosario Dawson had been cast in an unnamed role. And we all sat there and went, who has Dave Filoni had a wet dream about for the past decade to play Ahsoka Tano? Oh yeah, it's Rosario Dawson. Every time Dave Filoni thinks about Ahsoka Tano and then is like, live action, Rosario Dawson.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
It turned out, I'm excited to see how that turns out. But let's talk about this episode because we get an introduction of two different types of Mandalorians now. We figure out that Bo-Katan is part of more, I guess, a free-thinking group, and they kind of make Din Djarin feel like he's part of a cult. Like for a minute, they're like, "Oh shit, it's one of those never take your helmet off guys." He's probably just smelly and nasty. What do we do with you?
Yeah, that's actually a really good description of it because we see them take their helmets off, and then he makes a big deal about it, and they're like, "Yo, dude, fucking chill."
Right? How funny was that? They're like, "The fuck you say? Like, quiet, dude, quiet. We're gonna go take care of all your shit." And then we'll tell you where your Jedi is. But for now, we're going to go be badass for a little bit. And I think that's one of the characters that you saw from the beginning with the cloak. That wasn't a Jedi. That was one of those Mandalorians. Because they can have their helmets off.
But I don't think so. Why would they be wearing a cloak? Let's ask that question.
To not reveal that they're a Mandalorian.
But here's the thing. Their armor kind of matched the color scheme of the planet. Right?
But they weren't like planetary Mandalorians. They come from Clone Wars. They're a different thing.
Right, but I don't know. I don't think that was... I think that's something more than... Because, like, here's the thing. When you see somebody dressed up in a robe like that, dude, what's the first thing that comes to your mind in a Star Wars universe?
Oh, yeah, obviously. But I think that was the intention, was to be like, the Jedi's right here. You can find them right here.
Or what if that's, like, Ahsoka's Padawan?
Did it look like Rosario Dawson to you?
No, I'm saying her Padawan, like her trainee.
Oh,
her
Padawan.
Padawan.
How do you say it?
I don't know. I've had a few drinks. Yeah.
Her Padawan.
Her Padawan.
That sounds disgusting. We're not talking about Ahsoka Tano's Pootie-wan. That sounds so bad. We're not doing that.
Talk about Obi-Wan's Pootie-wan.
Pootie-wan. Okay. Jay, make us a t-shirt with that.
Pootie-wan.
But we get these... Well, first, Baby Yoda. They do their drop-off at the last episode where they drop off the dinosaur's eggs and the reptile meet each other. And it was adorable. Like, when I saw the two see each other, it made me so happy. I was like, oh, hug. And every time I saw Baby Yoda looking at the eggs, I was like, stay the fuck away. But I guess now he learned don't kill because one of the eggs hatched and turned into a thing. And just before they picked him up, he was like, I'm nurturing it.
Is that what you got from that scene?
To me, it seemed... Oh, or do you think he was like, oh, good, dinner. Like you're getting dinner ready.
That was my thought, yeah.
Damn, he can't be like heartless in that sense. I think... He was dumb. He didn't know what he was doing. Or is this what we're getting into? Oh my God. Is this what we're doing?
You're out of order. Out of order. I show you out of order. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Stand down, Mr. Slade.
I'm not finished.
Okay, dude. Like, hear me
The
out.
topic is Baby Yoda a genocidal maniac? Does he want... It's not is he hungry, does he want blood on his lips? Like, that's what you're saying right now.
Let me ask you a question real quick.
Okay.
What did Yoda eat? Did we ever see him eat?
He made soup. He made something really good, and
Out
Luke
of what?
was disgusted by it.
Right. So...
Well, you
here's
would think any warm-blooded American would see something that's like a nice thing, like kill it, you know? And that's pretty much what Luke is. He's a warm-blooded American from Tatooine that loves shooting womp rats, and I'm sure he ate a womp rat after he shot it. He's not. Is he a monster? That's another one.
But here's the thing, though, dude. Baby Yoda at the end eats that squid-looking spider fucking creature thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Happily, too. It wasn't even like a. It was like, oh, this is good. Let me lick my lips after while this little tentacle piece is hanging out of my mouth, right? When he like watches the baby hatch, he's like, oh my god, it moves even. Think of it like a lizard. Like when a lizard sees a dead prey, right? Like it's not going to attack it right away. But when it sees it move, like he's like, oh my god. Oh, Jay, we just talked about you.
Yeah, we did. How's it going, my man?
But yeah, I think Baby Yoda, dude, like let's ask this question. Is the Yoda species cannibalistic?
Well, we don't know. We really know next to nothing about this species to begin with. Like, we don't even really know the name of this thing. Like, we've all given the name Baby Yoda to him.
Yeah, what
but
is
we've
the
not
name?
at all given him like the child name. We've like the child is from the creators, and we've been like, yeah, but maybe not.
Dude, okay, let me ask you a question then real quick.
Let me learn you something.
So Baby Yoda has been a huge marketing thing, right?
You say it like it's not a great thing.
No, it's a great thing. I love Baby Yoda. Everybody should love Baby Yoda. If you don't, you're fucking like psycho. But there's going to come a point in time when the show has to probably depart from our dear friend Baby Yoda. Right?
No.
Do you think that will be this season?
What the fuck are you talking about? You're saying that they're just gonna kill their Robin at one point?
No,
well, let's be honest, he's the Batman. But what are you talking about?
What if Ahsoka takes him under and like he leaves the season?
Oh, if they actually find the place with it?
Yeah, because like I don't know about you, but like following a grown man and a baby in a space verse when it's like I don't know, that'd be kind of repetitive and boring in my opinion. And like Baby Yoda doesn't really do anything except be cute, right?
Well, let me ask you this. In that case, sir, why did Yoda not go back to where all of the Yodas are from? Could it be that there is no place and we're going Furiosa style where they're like, this doesn't exist?
I mean, it could be, but let me ask you another question then. Is this species always inclined to be Jedi? Like have the, what do you call them? The midi-chlorians, whatever they're called.
I don't think they're really talking about midichlorians in this. Chaz, I don't think that's going to be brought up.
My favorite
Hey, I'm
film,
glad. Favorite film is The Big
Lebowski.
Lebowski. Dude.
What does that have anything to do with what we're talking about?
He's a fucking fan, and he can say whatever the goddamn he wants.
The dude abides.
He abides.
El Duderino. But I don't know, man. Like, I'm just thinking, like, there's going to be a point when the show has to kind of branch off from Yoda and Baby Yoda, you know, and have more of an exploration of the Mando himself. So far, it's just been their journey, not his journey. You know what I mean?
Well, maybe his journey is intertwined, as they said in the first season. Why are we going about this?
I don't fucking
Baby
know.
Yoda is not a genocidal maniac. He's a stupid baby. Well, actually, he's 50 years old.
He's stupid.
Now
though.
that's an argument. If you really wanted to debate me on these merits, Chaz, you would have thought about the age. Fuckface.
50 years old and he's still eating eggs. What does that tell you?
That he's got a nice high protein diet. that he's following a strict diet, and he saw that and he's like, oh, I've been waiting.
Watch this go the alien route where like it just bursts through his chest because the egg didn't digest and it just like cracks open and a little salamander thing kind of crawls through his chest, and then you get like a baby Yoda salamander kind of looking thing. Frog lady?
No.
What's her name?
Moving on.
Okay.
So Bo-Katan and the Fabulous 2 that she has with her, that's what I'm going to call the other ones because they don't really have names. They're kind of like just the two that kind of glare at Mando and they're like, fucking freak. Anytime he doesn't take his helmet off when they do. But I have to say, you took your helmets off way too much. Like, it's nice that you can take it off all the time, but they were in that ship while like it was diving downward, and they had their helmets off, like sitting on some cargo bay thing. It's like, you're gonna lose that. This is time sensitive. You don't have time to take your helmet off.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I didn't really think it like that. I was more bugged that they're like, "Let us buy you a drink," and I'm like, "Oh my god, is he actually, gonna take off his helmet and have a drink?" Then it shows him sitting at a table talking about the plan essentially, and his helmet's still on, and he has no drink in front of him.
Do you know what that scene reminded me of when Mando was like, "Fuck you, I'm leaving," and then like literally moves one step to the side? It's like what you were like in elementary school when you weren't being friends with your friends for a second. You're like, "I'm going away," and you just went to the swings, and they just walked over.
We're sorry.
It's like, can we get you something? Are you okay? Are we friends now? And he's like, shit. Okay. And he has a jetpack, so he could have gone a little further.
Yeah.
Be careful with Baby Yoda on that jetpack. He doesn't have a helmet. He's not strapped to anything. It's very unsafe. And now he has no dome. And that really, quit using Baby Yoda to make me feel like he might die. You quit putting him in horrible situations where he's getting eaten alive by shit.
Dude, that gave me anxiety. That really
so mad.
gave me anxiety.
Ooh. Bryce Dallas Howard.
And watching them retrieve him, but the thing's all dented and shit. Dude.
Mm-hmm.
How scarred, how fucked up is Baby Yoda gonna be when he realizes all the shit he went through? Is he gonna become a Sith
he's 50.
Lord?
That's the thing. He's well aware at this point.
But would 50 be maybe age 9 months in baby terms, kind of dog years? If
So
a
are you
dog,
saying his brain is developed slower? It's not just his
definitely.
body.
It's not just his body, yeah.
I might dog you on that because he uses the Force when he wants to. You know what I mean? And that's a cognitive choice. If he were stupid, in his terrible twos, he'd just be using it to get what he wants. If somebody took away the eggs, he would use the Force and put the eggs down his gullet.
Okay, but going off that then, let's think when we're babies, right? We pee and we poop on our parents, right? Is that on purpose? Who knows? Because we're not able to have that mental ability to comprehend exactly what we're doing. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't even know what sound effects he used for this.
him using the Force could essentially be just that, him being equal. It equates to peeing or pooping on a parent because you're not being mentally aware that you're doing that.
Oh my God!
Sorry.
To our audience,
to apologize
to the people that have been listening to this, I am so sorry that you had to hear that.
Sorry.
Hey, it's okay.
I'm so sorry.
Tremendous apology.
Horrible.
I
What
can't
can
tell
I
you.
say to make it
I'm so sorry.
I'm
Dude,
so sorry.
they're probably thinking yeah, you guys should probably stick to Fridays and not Saturdays.
I know Saturdays were loopy as shit, and it's a lot of us trying different things though. So I don't know. Fuck you. We'll get used to it.
Anyway, okay, I just think to hone this in real quick, okay? Back to the episode. I liked the whole ship sequence as well, the heist, if you will. It felt very much like a heist movie. And I love there's a part where this what do you want to call him, sergeant commander or whatever, thinks he outsmarts them by locking a door, and then no, because it was
They just
actually
blow right through it.
yeah. Well, no, not just blow right through it. They open the door and they all go flying out. It's like a haha,
Mm-hmm.
But I really like the actor who played the actual, what do you want to call him? Captain of the ship, if you will.
I think he's the same guy from Guardians of the Galaxy that's what a bunch of a-holes.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah. I know him from Sons of Anarchy. But I liked how they kind of reinvented the cyanide pill that we know, right?
I know, what a bunch of fucking Nazis these empires are.
Yeah,
when I saw them fight the Capitol, I was like, oh shit. These geese aren't messing around.
Yeah. But
and let's also talk about what Bo-Katan's mission is, because that's a huge part of this too.
Yeah.
We had it teased in the finale of last season that she's going after the Darksaber, which is in the hands of Moff Gideon right now. And that sword is going to be the thing that makes her the ruler of Mandalore, which is pretty interesting. I'm excited to see her go up against him, but we know Bo-Katan's not in the sequel trilogy, so. But we did hear Ahsoka Tano speaking at Rise of Skywalker. She was one of the voices.
Yep.
So is she passed by that point too?
I don't know, dude. I mean, you hear Anakin too, so like it could be dead
Anakin
or
was
alive.
dead? What are you talking about? There was
I
no
know,
one
I'm
that was
saying-
alive that was in there.
I know. I'm thinking it'd be dead or alive.
There was no one that was alive though that was doing the Force voices.
Wasn't Leia alive then?
No, she had died.
She was alive.
No, because then she force projected Han Solo to show up for Ben, and that
Did
was
she
her
die
last
at that
thing.
moment? Oh, fuck. either way, maybe she's dead. Watch her die. Watch from the. I just want to see somebody get cut in half by the dark saber.
I'm excited to see what the Darksaber actually does. Like, we saw it from a distance. I'd like to see it really up close and personal, because I always saw that in the cartoon and thought that's unrealistic looking. Like, and I know
That
that's
looks
stupid to
badass.
say when it comes to lightsabers, but it's like, that looks stupid. I didn't like it, but we'll see how it goes with this.
I hope they get back onto the main track, because like they did leave us in that cliffhanger, and now we're 3 episodes in. This is the first time they're bringing it up. You know, I feel like this should have been like a first episode, kind of like a thing.
Well, we know that eventually he's going to have to go back to the two people from the first season. That there's an episode with those guys coming back with Carl Weathers and what's her name, Gina Carano.
Oh yeah,
Her character's still there, and yeah,
And
they've still got to do a thing.
and she was introduced in the episode that Bryce Dallas Howard directed last season, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that was actually one of my least favorite episodes. I will just be upfront about that. So this is a huge step for me.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. I thought like because the last one was like what, episode 4 when that she directed with the walker and the trees and shit. But that's when I kind of thought like, oh my god, like this is just a lull. Like there's really nothing going on essentially, and that's still a thing in season 2-ish. But I'm glad that this one added more excitement. And by all means, dude, if Bryce Dallas Howard gets a job directing like a Star Wars film in the future, like I'm all for it. That'd be so badass.
I think that'd be cool. Is that what about wraps up our review of it? I think it's the strongest one of the season so far.
So far, yeah.
Oh my god!
And here's the thing too: they teased somebody in the first episode, and they still haven't brought him back, and I'm still kind of bugged by that because like they left out a huge cliffhanger.
Oh yeah, I see.
Like they
I
keep
think we're
leaving
gonna
these
get a return of the
cliffhangers.
reptiles too.
Yeah, probably, and like, but they keep leaving like these cliffhangers, and it's just never tying up the loose ends. It's like, oh, maybe it's just a floppy loose end, you know, like maybe we can connect it somehow, but never firm. That looked wrong.
Loose Pooty Wan. Moving on to the next story where we're going to be talking about. So, if you hadn't been a part of any of this shenanigans for the past few months, we have been covering the films of the 2000s. And we covered all of them a couple weeks ago. Halloween hit, so we wanted to make sure to do a Halloween episode before we did a recap of the 2000s, and scheduling ended up making it so that we're doing it now. Do I have a lot prepared? No, because we were going to have it going yesterday, and yesterday happened, and it happened. So moving on to the recap, I guess, of this. Now, we want to talk about the decade in general and what maybe our favorite episodes were. And Chaz, what did you think of the 2000s? What did you think of us doing this weird segment?
It made me nostalgic in a way. Because like for age frame 2000 2001 I was like 6 and 7 ish, give or take. So a lot of these films a lot of them I don't remember being released that year, you know, like I just remember seeing previews but never seeing them until like later on. I think the early 2000s were cheesy as all hell. And then by the later 2000s they got more serious and kind of elevated levels of what you can do going forward, you know.
I agree. I think we had most of our fun just with the I want to say the earlier half of it from 2000 to 2005, mainly because we'd already seen a lot of the films later on in the decade, and it was fun to kind of be like, holy shit, this film came out at this time. and then put you back to what you were doing when you watched it.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
Did we mention any of the American Pie movies? Because I know the first one came out in 99, but then like the sequels came out in the 2000s, right? I don't remember if we talked about them.
I think we had them nah, not really. I don't think really.
Because like a lot during that time, I remember like the early 2000s, like especially with the third movie, The American Wedding, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was one of my first R-rated films that I watched at a friend's sleepover.
Oh shit!
Because their parents had it, and we turned it on after they went to bed.
Okay.
So it's like back in the day when you're like, oh, I could sneak this, you know. But that's what I was doing, was trying to sneak these movies that went way over my head. So
Yeah. Well, and it was fun to look at the genres changing over time. Like the superhero genre is probably the newest one that has really had the huge evolution from being just like popcorn, stupid stuff, a lot of rubber suits, a lot of fun hijinks and stuff, into like the more serious, like now we're going to talk about like actual movie themes and work on making this a good movie, and then bringing in the comic book influences. Chaz, don't fucking give me that face.
Accuser of the fucking brethren, you motherfucker!
I'm rewatching them right now, and I
We get to see where it started. 2008 changed everything with The Dark Knight. Changed everything. Cannot overstate that enough.
I was talking more with Marvel, but yeah, no, DC is doing good with Christopher Nolan's trilogy.
I don't think I've ever heard any time that you've said DC is doing good. Oh, that makes me so happy. Look at you. Do you want to talk about Zack Snyder?
Well, dude, I told you, I'm already on record for this. Man of Steel kicks ass. Batman versus Superman.
God.
I know. I like that one though, because like it does make him not the perfect hero that he's known to be, right? Like it kind of like
it makes him stupid, is what he is.
Dude.
You're Superman, and you can't like just move a little to the left.
But here's the thing: those themes kind of play out into the later films, you know.
The theme of I can't really handle tough situations right, and just like to punch my way out or break necks.
Well, that's that. I mean, like, because like they do take on the consequence of killing civilians, right? But then Marvel tries to do that with the Civil War, and I think Marvel handled it a lot better than DC. But
I think so too. But hear me out here. Man of Steel. Let's talk about
this is even
Superman's inaction. His inaction and his action both hurt him, right? His inaction when it comes to Pa Kent and letting him kill himself to try to save a goddamn dog that Superman could have easily just whisked over, gotten, and went back, and nobody would pay attention to that because there's a goddamn tornado right in front of them. It's not like anybody's like, oh, that guy just moved really fast, you know? And it's his dad. So like to think that he just wouldn't try to do something was baffling to me. And then when he decides, no, I am going to do more things, how quickly he's just like, gotta snap his neck, and there's no other win scenario with it. Like he I don't know. He never really tries to reason at all, which is kind of a Superman trait. Superman tries to de-escalate.
does he? All I see him do is just fly around and fucking.
I know.
Here's the thing.
He tried once in Batman v Superman. He was like, Bruce, listen to me. And then the minute like Batman said no, he was like, gotta snap his neck, and then just went right back to fighting him.
You're not wrong, but here's the thing. I think Superman is one of the most OP superheroes out there.
Yes, of course.
And so they had to dumb it down so he's not so fucking OP. Like, have you ever played video games and you verse the boss that's so fucking OP? You're just like, why the fuck can I not defeat you? Overpowered, for those who don't know.
I wasn't saying. What do you mean for those who don't know? Do you think I didn't know that?
No, I'm just, clarifying. If there's any new listener, OP means overly powered. Fucking like you're decked the fuck out. You know?
You don't think any of that fight for Metropolis wasn't an overpowered button mash of a fight sequence?
I mean, that's in the climax, though. That's way past him saving
like
his father.
3 different skyscrapers. Then they had to tone it down a lot for the second one. And then in Justice League, which doesn't really work for what we're doing with Snyder Cut, they're like, let's give him ice breath suddenly. Like at the very, very end.
Let's bring him back from the dead and just make him a fucking asshole.
So what's going to happen is all of the Justice League is going to struggle a lot. And then 2-3 minutes later, he's going to show up and win. And he'll actually coordinate everybody better than Batman has. Flash, go run. Go do this. Do this.
Yeah. But what I'm saying, but you're detracting from what I'm saying. What I'm saying, the way they set him up was basically like, learning his powers essentially, and also knowing when to use them and when not to use them, right? And like you said, like with the dog and all that, like for sure, fair criticisms, right? But they kind of fixed it in the end when he is OP'd as fuck.
Oh my! What the heck? Somebody's here. Someone's got something to say to us. What the hell?
What's going on, fellas? How you guys doing?
Are you driving too? I'm going to take you off of this if you're driving, Jay. Oh, my God.
You don't have to worry about me, man. My phone is mounted. I'm hands-free. And as far as I'm concerned, I am being safe.
As far as you're concerned. Well, everybody will be watching to check your driving and be like, he's not turning left when he should. He didn't have his blinker on, and I saw it turn. And
yeah, it's fine. How you guys doing today, though?
Good, man.
Good, man.
Man, that episode, though, man, I'm sitting here like, oh, my God. It's such a great episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
I agree.
Did you guys pay attention to the homage that was given to Apollo 13 at all?
Yes.
I didn't catch it.
She took a lot from her dad. Like when the ship's crashing down. Dude.
Oh, yeah.
Way to take away Bryce Dallas
really
Howard's identity and just compare her to Ron Howard.
She even agreed. She tweeted it on Twitter, dude. Shut the fuck up.
I think you're taking.
It was on. Yeah, I was about to say
I think you're anti-feminist. I think you're anti-feminist.
She confirmed it.
I don't think that you're for women. I think you're against women. And I don't think that you're giving. Bryce Dallas Howard has as much influence in Star Wars as George Lucas does now. That is the impact that she has.
I'll give you that.
No, you can't. You can't give me that, Jay. If it's wrong, you got to say no. It's no. I'm leading to something here.
Jay, just tell me to shut the fuck up.
You know what? One of my favorite moments of doing the recaps of the 2000s were when we did the "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou" song. That was probably the most fun with it. Was doing "Man of Constant Sorrow."
I had a really great time with that, by the way.
Yeah, dude.
I was actually thinking about that yesterday because I was listening to a choir version of that song, and they had like a little cue going on with like a whole choir. It was really cool, and then it brought back memories of Patrick just fucking nailing it with the vocals and all this trying to follow suit and failing horribly.
Oh well, we tried to do that live, and that's not how that works. We quickly realized, wow, okay, so that's not how you do that.
Right.
Yeah, we fucked that up.
Jay, because you were jumping in and out during the whole decade recap, what were some of the parts that you liked the best in watching us go through the 2000s?
Oh man, going through the 2000s brought back. I mean, I was very, very happy at what we were able to accomplish going through the 2000s the way that we did, because it brought back much of my childhood, like high school, great memories. But by far, I think my favorite one was when we did the song. That nice. Right there for Brother Where Art Thou was by far the pinnacle of the 2000s on reviews even that I liked. So that was one of my favorite ones. And actually, believe it or not, I was actually just watching that movie just this morning. Yeah, Derica had rented it off of Google or Amazon or something. I don't know which one she got it off of, but she rented it for like $3.99 on Amazon, I think. And we watched it this morning. She's like, "Didn't you guys do a song or something like that?" And I was like, "Sure did." And it was horrible, but it was awesome.
There was an attempt. We attempted to.
Well, in that movie, I actually brought that movie up at my job because like we have a little work chat, and I was just randomly had it stuck in my head, and then they're like, "Oh, this is Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?" And I'm like, "Fun fact, it's based off of Homer's Odyssey."
Did you guys know that? Did they say, "Sir, this is a Wendy's"?
Now they're just like, you film snob, get out of here. But it is based off Homer's Odyssey, which is like another great iconic thing of that movie. So
Dope. So,
What else
yeah,
was
I
in
had
this?
a really
My mind's blanking because we went through
in the
so many
series,
films.
Yeah, we did.
Sorry, Jake, go ahead.
I think one of the other great ones we talked about was Batman. The Nolan franchise, I should say.
Oh yeah,
I think
'cause
I was only there for
we almost got through
but
all
I
of
wasn't
them.
there for. Yeah, I was about to say we almost got through all of them, but I wasn't there for Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah. Well, Dark Knight Rises, that we didn't get to it yet because that came out in 2012, so we still have to do the decades in that.
2000.
Oh,
the
Chaz has got something.
okay.
He's got the Dark Knight up on the screen. Very cool.
dope.
from McDonald's.
Look at the road, Jay. Look at the road.
I see it, man. Don't worry, I'm driving. Road I've
I
driven
know
many,
what you're
many
doing.
times.
There's nobody's not looking at you, being like, "What is he doing in there?"
Okay,
Right.
I'll say something real quick. The franchise that should have died in the 2000s,
Scary movie. Well, it did die.
it did die.
I was about
Fast
to
and
say
the
it did
Furious.
die.
Which one?
Fast and the Furious.
Oh, fuck you. No, it shouldn't have. Because then you would never get Fast 5. And Fast 5 changed the game.
What's that, Jay?
Jay just crashed. How dare you?
Are you frozen, dude? Yep, he's frozen.
Well, now I'm terrified.
Nope. Well, no, I'm saying that it should have been. To me, the Fast and Furious should have died after 7. That's my thought on it.
It should just died after the first one. To be real, it didn't deserve all
It
these
should have
sequels.
died after Paul Walker died. That's the honest truth.
Which was 7. So that's why I say that. I mean, after that storyline should have just ended. But why they kept going, I don't know. And I think, honestly, my honest opinion is because it had a lot to do with Universal.
It's all about the moolah.
Right. Which
Well,
is
I
why
think
I
it's all
said
about
it.
The Rock. I think The Rock is like, we got to keep this stone rolling. We're going to be
Right.
doing this for a minute.
Is he producing it though?
Oh, yeah, he got tons of producing stuff. Once he got in, why do you think Hobbs and Shaw was a thing?
Because
he
it's
flexed,
it makes
flexed
money.
his
I don't
bicep.
know.
He's like, you give me that goddamn thing.
Right. And then you had Tyrese going up against The Rock because he didn't feel like it should have taken away from it. But yet, Hobbs and Shaw still made money.
It did. And they're
So
probably going to
I
do a
just-
sequel.
Right.
Just another fine example of a franchise that should have died.
Right.
Well, what
You
else
know,
do we
okay.
have to say about this decade? I'm sorry.
This decade, it had a lot
Saturdays,
of bad.
man.
Late.
It had a lot of bad movies based off of books, excluding Harry Potter. Harry Potter books are great. I'm talking about Aragon. I'm still fucking pissed off at that.
I can see your argument with that.
Yeah.
Because not all movies done by books are good.
And Lord of the Rings is like another exception where that's like fucking fantastic. By the way, I thought about watching the extended edition tonight, so we'll see.
We did have like starts of some of the best trilogies ever made. Like the Lord of the Rings trilogy is the best it ever made. Dark Knight trilogy that's just started, it was like the best comic book trilogy that's ever been made. I think you still can't really put that up against anything and say that one doesn't still win. Regardless of
I think the Snyder cut beats it.
Regardless of how you sound when you're talking.
It just goes back to the Harley Quinn, man. I'm sorry, dude. Just after watching Harley Quinn, I could never hear Bane the same ever again. I just can't.
Dude, it's yeah. Chaz, have you watched it yet? You son of a bitch.
Dude, I watched half the first episode. I'm like, this
How do
is
you get
so,
a job here, there fuckface?
It's so juvenile.
What do you mean it's so true? It's so smart, dude. It's very very smart and it's so funny.
And here's I'm for juvenile humor for sure, but like Maybe it's just the cartoon
You're saying this word
format.
juvenile, and like I'm taking offense to
Accuser
that.
of
God
the
damn it!
fucking
Because
brethren, you
me and Jay
motherfucker!
are not juvenile people. Okay, we're classy, we're sassy. We
Dude,
talk
let me
about
f-
DC films, and
let me f-
Harley Quinn is a great animated series. Comment down below if you think Chaz is wrong, and that Harley Quinn in the animated series is one of the best things that's come out of DC in the animated department, and they have a lot of good animated
Yep,
films.
I agree with Patrick.
Just let me flex my fucking ego, man.
I saw you flex it, and it was puny. So I came in and was like, "God damn, Denis Villeneuve loving motherfucker."
Oh, dude, if we're gonna go
I'm
into
sorry
that,
that everything can't be a rival the animated series. Yes, but why isn't Harley Quinn
You
talking
know what?
about
Honestly,
the
I don't
society?
think anything's going to be able to beat the animated series.
Well, I think
Gonna
Kaylee
be
Cuoco
animated
is so
series.
good as Harley, and I think Margot Robbie is also really good as a live-action Harley. So I don't know if they can incorporate.
Yes.
Bring in Poison Ivy. Bring Poison Ivy into the DC universe and have a start to that kind of character build, because what they've been able to do with the animated series has made that even cooler.
but let me ask
Right,
you a
and you
question,
know what?
Patrick.
They can also bring her in on the Robert Pattinson Batman in the later franchise or something like that. I would be down for that, but they would have to pick the right Poison Ivy.
So who would
My
be the right
personal
Poison Ivy in your view?
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
See, that's hard.
No,
That's a hard one. That's a
Yeah.
hard one. I can't even comment on who it would be because there's so much new talent now. You'd have to see who fits into that role.
Pick a
I'll say-
You would
redhead.
have to.
Pick a redhead, Jay.
I'd say Emma Stone.
Oh, you picked the basic one. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I was about
I'm
to
just
say.
kidding. And she's not actually a redhead. Can we make that clear? She's not
Wait,
actually
what?
a redhead. She's actually brunette.
She's
I thought
brunette.
she was redhead. What? No,
How,
what?
how did Emma Stone get her start, Chaz? Do you know that story?
I don't.
She was she auditioned to be, it was American Idol, but for the Partridge Family. So she went and auditioned
Really?
to be a cast member on a new Partridge Family, and then from there somebody took her
I
and
did
put
not
her in
know
movies.
that.
Okay, what's the Partridge Family?
It's an old TV
What?
show.
Okay, that just shows your age, and that's okay.
It's a TV show. I mean, shouldn't have said old. It's a really old TV show. Only old people know it. You know.
I'm sorry, guys. I only turned 26 soon. So
I'm just kidding.
Oh man. Yeah. Well, I want Deborah Ann Wool. I think she'd be really good.
who's she? I'm gonna look her up.
She is in Daredevil.
Yes,
She was in True Blood.
she was in True Blood as well.
Hmm.
She's here's the thing, dude. Do you think she's maybe a little bit too old?
I don't think old would be a factor. I think she's too sweet. Like if there was anything about it, and I need. This is gonna sound bad. I'm just gonna say it. I need my Poison Ivy to be a bit nasty. You know what I mean?
Well, because of the way her character is portrayed.
Well, I
She
would
would
feel
have
like
to
I
be.
could get poisoned by her. You know what I mean? But
I would
Deborah Ann Wool is so
prefer her
sweet
over
that she'd be
Uma
like,
Thurman.
"Are you okay? Did I give you a rash? I'm sorry."
Okay, Marvel fans. What about Karen Gillan?
As Poison Ivy?
You know
Yeah.
what? I could see that too, but she's got a contract, so she's stuck with Disney
contract
now.
schmontrack. James Gunn just topped ship and then came back and do it. They do whatever they
Yeah,
want.
after
Suck a dick.
but after his contract was up.
I wouldn't say
conflict of
that's a
interest.
contract is up. I think he was fired and then rehired.
Yeah, I'm trying to give him the best of the doubt. You know what I mean?
And let's talk about the other crossing overs. Shoot, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Morpheus. He's in both DC and in Marvel.
Who?
You're talking about Lawrence Fishburne,
Lawrence Fishburne. Yep.
where he played Jerry, the head of the Daily Bugle,
Exactly.
in the Man of Steel series or the Snyderverse, and then you also have him playing Ant-Man as well as the first Goliath in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Lawrence
Checkmate.
Fishburne does a great job.
Checkmate. Swish.
So yes,
Switch.
I'm null and void. Oh, by the way, Patrick, wonderful recommendation on Jingle Jangle, dude.
You saw it.
Christmas Journey. Dude, I wanted to tear up so bad, but I didn't want Derek to laugh at me, to be honest. And we both had a spectacular time watching it. So good, in fact, that Luther, my son, who doesn't watch anything with us, watched that movie with us. Was quiet as a mouse until the movie was over, and then all hell broke loose. So
it's a fun movie.
It is a very fun, well-detailed movie. Forrest Whitaker did such a great job. All the actors actually were meant for those roles. Keegan-Michael Key, funny as always. And what was it? Ricky Martin even was just as funny.
Yeah, that first it sold me with the first opening number. Once that hit, I went, "Oh shit! All right, I'm in." And then it kind of went a little bit slower than I'd liked. I think there should have been more songs or an ability to shrink down some of the smaller moments so that they can get to the next song, because it does lose you a couple times. But the story's still good. Like, it's a really good story. It just could be condensed down a little bit.
Right. I agree.
So let me ask you a question then with this movie. Is it better than Fat Man?
I have not seen Fat Man, so I can't answer that.
Because I don't know if you noticed, I gave it 5 stars on the website.
But
he also gave it a good review on Good Morning Utah.
He
did. Did you see the director tweeted me?
Yeah. Okay.
The director for the movie was tweeting me.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. Really? Have you seen his other movie?
No, I haven't.
It's really good. There's a lot of Utah actors in it, actually.
Oh, really?
That you're friends with. Fun fact. Yeah, on Facebook. It's actually a really good thriller. I don't know if it's streaming anywhere, but so if that's the style they're going for with Fat Man, I'm definitely interested. Even though I don't like Mel Gibson.
Here's the thing with Fat Man. It really is a stupid premise. Like, like you sit and you go, why are we even doing this? Like, why are we in a dimly lit, wet sweatshop full of non-jingly jangly elves that look like they look like malnourished. They look cold. They look sad. They don't look like they want to be a part of anything. And Santa is like kind of like he's like, you know what it feels like? It feels like he's the head of an Amazon warehouse.
Jeff Bezos.
Yeah. Really?
He kind of.
I was going to say Jeff Bezos.
but like one in a very small town in Alaska. So like it's an Amazon distribution center in Alaska. and he's like, sorry, kids. He doesn't call the elves kids, but I'm going to say kids. Sorry, kids. We're not going to be able to get all the toys done. So here comes the U.S. military to go and do and like make government contracts with the elves to make microchips for bombs. No, for planes, for like F-115s and shit.
Why?
Because that's the story we're in. That's all I could think about. I was like, why are we doing this? What kid do you want to sit here and be like, oh, yeah. and what grown ass adult is like, we need a realistic take of Santa. I'm tired of not seeing Santa shitting. I don't know how he poops. Can we watch that film? How about what does he do with the reindeer? Are they in stables? Everything inside the elf's place looks too clean. Try to dim this up.
So are you telling us that there's a pooping scene with Santa?
No, but he does get. Never mind. There's stuff that happens in it where it's like, this is unbelievable, but then you have to go, oh wait, it's Santa. This whole thing is unbelievable to begin with. But I'll say what I said in the review. I don't think any kid should watch this film because they will stay up late at night clutching their pillow to their chest, feared that Mel Gibson is going to shoot down their chimney and just terrorize them. This is not the Santa you want to show up at your house.
And you know something crazy about that now we're on Mel Gibson? I thought about that as I watched Christ, believe it or not. I thought Mel Gibson was going to come and try to direct my life somehow, some way, and find a way to fuck it all up for me.
Mel Gibson fucking up a movie? What?
Mel Gibson doesn't mess up movies. He makes them.
Fucking up my life, like I to him. Yeah, it was a long time ago. Okay,
back in the day.
Well,
yeah, back in the day.
I don't know even what it doesn't get 5 stars. Let's all be honest. That was a joke rating. Can we do joke ratings? Is that a thing?
I mean,
It gets 5 stars
No,
for how
I totally
stupendously
agree.
The Room gets 5 stars for me. I can't explain to you why, but it gets 5 stars.
Oh dear God, dude, I can't take that
The
seriously.
Room gets exactly, but it gets 5 stars.
But here's the thing: the fact that the Room. Okay, the Room came out in the 2000s. If we're gonna talk about the Room, right?
You came out the 2000s.
No, I came out in the 90s. Thank you.
Ooh, that could have been a segue. God damn it.
That could have been the segue.
Anyway, what were you saying?
I'm just saying the Room was awful, and then Hollywood is like, let's try to profit off this and show what a genius this guy actually is not. And then fucking made The Disaster Artist, which was even more awful than the Room itself, because they tried to put him on a pedestal while making fun of him. Dude, what the fuck?
Now, I never saw The Disaster Artist.
You're not missing out.
You calm down. I read the book. It was great. Learning about I would swim laps listening to the audiobook, and Greg Sestero doing his Tommy Wiseau impression is so good.
What does he sound like? Do an impression for us.
Of Greg Sestero doing Tommy Wiseau. I don't think I can go that many deep into layers. I'm no actor, Chaz. Don't you direct me. Don't you fucking direct me on any goddamn thing you ever. Piece of shit. How dare you? I don't know why. Saturday is sassy. I'm calling these sassy Saturdays.
That's fair. Sassy Saturdays.
Yeah. Don't you ever fucking direct me. I'm so mad right now. How dare you?
You motherfucker. Who the fuck do you think you are? You stupid piece of fucking shit.
You orphan killing bastard.
Oh, man. Oh, Jesus. You know what? To each his own. To each his own.
That's the show. That's the show, Jay. You don't like it? I'll see you later. I'm just kidding. He's back. I'm just kidding.
Hey, if I was gone, I was gone. I'm still going to tune in every week.
Well, that is a good way to close out this, by calling Chaz horrible thing, saying he murders orphans, and leading it into, because it's true, and leading into the next, I guess, group of segments where we're going to be talking about the 90s.
That was the segue that we missed out on.
Now we talking. Now we talking, son.
Yes, we're going to go into the 90s. We get to talk about the movies that came out before we were born, finally. We've got some that came out before we were born. No?
For you guys.
For us.
Yeah, but we're going to be using that line a lot to people, and they're going to be like, dude.
Wait, hold on, Patrick. Let's put this in context. What year were you born in?
91.
Okay, I was born in 94.
Damn, man, so many people can get in my account now. I'm just kidding.
I was born in 86, so yeah.
So you're gonna probably remember more of these movies than we are.
More than likely, yes. But you know what? I was just talking to my neighbor about this, who actually from time to time watches the show when he gets a chance. And
nice.
he was talking about how people from the 90s, or people who are in today's era, know nothing about the 90s, like The Hunt for Red October, The Sum of All Fears,
Ooh,
The
Hunt for Red October is
Negotiator,
going to be timely.
Enemy of the State, movies like that made the 90s. What is it? Pulp Fiction, even. I mean, everyone
Jurassic
now has
Park.
seen Pulp Fiction, but
Jurassic Park.
the first Jurassic
Saving
Park,
Private Ryan.
You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
all the movies, Forrest Gump, these things that I can appreciate a younger generation knowing about. And you better believe my son is only 3, but he's going to be watching all of these movies just so he can get an appreciation.
The Blair Witch.
Blair Witch was more in the 2000s.
That was 99.
Oh, 99? Oh, yeah, that's right. It came out the same year Matrix came out. But it was, even the Blair Witch was just like, even for me, and I don't do scary movies, but wasn't my.
Shut your
Well,
mouth.
I think we're gonna need to have you on for that one, for that episode, Jay. And we didn't really talk about this at all, Chaz. But did you know the Gaggle of Geeks has a new podcast?
But
I
it's
did.
Masters.
We have a new gaming podcast called Button Mashing with Nate's Legend, and he just started it this week. And he's gonna have Jay on this next week, and we're gonna be they're gonna be talking about games.
Dude, where's the horns?
I know when I can't.
There we go.
I know for a fact that I don't know shit about games. I play games, but I don't know enough to talk about them. So I knew that we needed to have some type of niche in here and have experts like Jay and Nate to come in and talk about video games. The PS5, Xbox happened. You can check out the new episode that just came out this week and check out the next episode that's coming on Wednesday. And Jay, thank you for jumping in and giving us a little of that smile. That's all we need.
Hey, man, I missed you guys, man. I'm glad I could be here for this episode. I'm just happy to always be on Gaggle of Geeks. As you know, I'm always going to be here for Gaggle of Geeks. Loyal fan from the very beginning. You're not going to find anyone else like me on this show. I tell you that right now.
Hey, that's true, man. Well, we need to let you get back to driving, so I'm going to take you out, but we cannot wait to see what you do next week.
Sounds like you're Seth name, dude. Dude, we're going to take you out,
Right?
Jay. Okay, you see that car behind you? That's us, motherfucker.
What?
You're going to make him look backwards? All right. Jay,
Hey,
thank you so much for coming on,
that's
my
part
man.
of safety driving. Not a problem, fellas. Thank you guys for having me, man.
Drive safe.
Bye, Jay.
What a nightmare that guy is. I'm just kidding. It's been so great I'm so glad we got him on here, man. And Over and Under Artists Exposed, man. You've got next week a new episode coming in the tank.
Possibly, yeah. I have the latest episode up with Channing Lowe and Kate Allen. Talk about their new film 4K Killer, which is on Amazon Prime, and I'd recommend it.
Very
just,
cool.
Just an independent film. But yeah, next week it's a huge possibility. There might be one on Friday. Yeah.
Hey, well,
Huge
I think
possibility.
I'm gonna be there for it, listening, and I'm not gonna be in it. We need to do a part. Would it be a part 3?
It'd be a part 3, man. Yeah.
Oh my goodness! I'll be like, let me tell you about the time that I got sequestered at a gas station porn shop, and one of the semi truck drivers told me to take my pants down. No, I'm just kidding,
Dude. Well, I often laugh at the thought that, like, if somebody's scrolling through like the whole library and they're like, oh, Patrick Beatty returns 2. That's cool. Returns 3. Oh, okay. 4. Does Chaz
Is he
not
just
know
a
anybody?
regular? Let's see what happens here. No. But we're gonna be back next week at not the same time, on Friday. Back to the original slot. This was a random one, but I wanted to make sure that we at least got an episode out this week. We've been doing it weekly. We got to keep that going. Maybe we'll take it off for Christmas or New Year's. I've been trying to think about what
Or
can
the
work
day
on that.
before, or the day after. No.
'Cause I think Christmas Eve is when ours is, so I don't know for sure yet.
Oh shit.
It could
shit.
be. Who knows?
We'll figure it out, man. Yeah.
But 1990 is coming up next week. Be sure to be there. Check out all our reviews on patrickbeattyreviews.com, and we will see you all at the next review.
Go ahead, make my day. Wax on, wax off.
I'm sorry, Dave.